Hey everybody, it's Mama Tim back with you tonight. Hope you had a great Sunday. I thought it would be a good idea to take Sundays to myself and my family. So nice to be back with you. Tonight's story is in honor of a young friend of mine. She requested the story. And have you ever had friends who are like family? Well, that's how they are to me. And there are 4 girls in this family, and the mom and the dad love them all to pieces. And so this story is for Kylie. And she asked for a story about a dragon named Leo. So, of course, we have to kind of go back to England for that, because I just think that's the best place ever to find a dragon. Are you ready? Here we go. The lore of dragons has been around for a long time, and as many tales that are told, there's always a bit of truth to the old stories. Through the years, things change in the story. Kind of like a game of telephone. People's memories falter, imaginations add to them, but that small grain of truth remains, and that's where we find ourselves today. The story of the Leo, the dragon. "Kyles, get more firewood," her mother yelled. Kyles tried so hard to keep her mother happy. Ever since father died, it was much harder. They were allowed to stay in the cottage on Lord Chancellor's property, but they both knew it might come to an end sooner than later. If Lord Chancellor had another family with a strong man and boys, well, Kyle shuddered to think what might happen, because, women could only live on the good graces of men and could only do what the men gave them permission to in that time, long ago. Just even having those thoughts was enough to get Kyle's in trouble. They just wouldn't leave her mind. She'd think about them, how unfair it could be sometimes. Especially walking in the forest, the same forest that she'd walked every day. She took comfort knowing that even if she spoke out loud, you know how you talk to yourself sometimes? That the trees and animals would hear her, but they don't really care. She loved to sing, and sometimes her thoughts came out in song. If only I could rule myself. If only I would not hide like a mouse. If only no man would take my house. She giggled at her preposterous song. Men could do what they want, while girls could only do what they were told. Kyles had armfuls of wood and loaded her cart to the top. I might be a girl, but I'm as strong as most boys my age. She had noticed with the other farmers that the women pretty much did everything just like the men, but the men made the decisions. Kyles was lucky, however. Her father taught her everything he knew, including how to read and write, and even how to do some math. Most of the tenant children weren't taught those basic skills, and their parents either didn't know how themselves, or they just thought it was a big waste of time. What do you need to know that for? You're just going to be working on a farm. Kyle's father, though, was hoping that these skills would help her become more than just a tenant farmer's daughter. Kyles returned home with the wood and stacked it where Mama could get to it easily. Mama thanked her, and she reached up to wipe the hair from Kyle's face. "I know I work you hard, and I wish it could be different. I just need your help to try and keep us in Lord Chancellor's good graces." "I know, Mama. It's okay. I really like walking in the woods. It gives me time to think and dream." "All right, what's next, Mama?" Her mama sent her out to the garden to get some vegetables for stew. The next day, Kyles returned to the forest for more wood. They needed wood for cooking, cleaning, and for heating their cottage. But without a proper axe, Kyles had to use what she could. And once she went off the path to grab some smaller fallen pieces of wood. Funny, she thought, I haven't seen this before. She was at the entrance to what seemed to be a cave, but there were words carved in the rock outside of it. Always practicing her reading, she read the words out loud. "Say these words loud and clear. Say these words for all to hear. Speak them now, and you will see the beast within now set free." Oh no, what have I done? and she heard a low rumble becoming louder and louder, and she tried to hide quickly. Out of the cave came a dragon. Oh! Kyle's bowled upon the ground in fear, and the dragon approached her, sniffing, poking, licking, and then said,
My lady, I am at your service. My name is Leo, and I was captive in that cave until your kindness set me free.
"What am I going to do with a dragon?" she thought.
As if Leo could hear her thoughts, he said, I can fly. I can start fires with my breath. Your enemies will become mine, and I will protect you.
Kyle's realized Leo might be just what she wanted or needed. Leo and Kyle spent days together, hiding from humans, of course. They would walk through the woods, and just before sunset, when it wasn't so easy to see them, Leo would fly her over the sea. And Leo turned out to be a great fisher dragon, a dragon who catches lots of fish. So Kyle's and her mama had plenty to eat and enough to sell. Kyle's made sure to keep Leo hidden, and Leo kept Kyle's and her mama safe. He was also really good at chopping firewood with his claws, and starting fires was ever so simple now. The other farmers were amazed at how well the two women were taking care of themselves. And Kyle's and her mama were also very good at taking care of others, especially the women and children who'd lost their husbands. I hope you've enjoyed the story of Leo the dragon. Don't forget, if your parents will let you, and you haven't already done so, send me an animal and send me a name, and we'll see what stories we come up with. I have really enjoyed doing this with you guys, and I know I can't see you in particular, but I get to hear from some of your parents occasionally, and I love it. So you guys have a great night, and as always, sleep well and sweet dreams. Night.